for those who deconstruct. That's the one I call I don't like my life, or my life isn't working. This is by folks who, again, we don't.
Never mind. Let it go for a minute.
Well, I was going to say which is weird that like people's lives in Christianity wouldn't work, and why that would be a problem. It's like, why would people think that's a problem? Could it be because of like churches like theirs who keep telling people, oh, once you come to Jesus, he like fixes all the things in your life and your life's great. And like they literally have a couple coming on later to tell them like how much better their life became like after Jesus and all this stuff. Like, so like they keep telling all these people like, okay, once you accept Jesus and you become part of this faith, like so many things in your life are going to be so much better. But then when people say, oh, hey, I've been a Christian for a while, but things aren't better. Are you sure this is real? It's like, oh, you're just, yeah, he'll get to that.
Life's not working. Isn't that literally the promise?
Yeah.
Of Jesus? Like your life will it's life as intended. It's life to the fullest.
Yeah.
Sounds like life working. It doesn't mean that like your life, it doesn't mean prosperity gospel, but like,
no,
doesn't it mean peace and comfort in the midst of that?
Yeah. I mean, it should mean like when you commit your life to Jesus, then he's going to be there for you. And like
you function well in the midst of that.
Yeah. Or at least like when you are having doubts, he's going to be there to reassure you by, actually showing the fuck up or something. But can't do that. Can't expect that, even though that's literally what Jesus did by coming to earth. But
you can't expect that, even though that's the promise, and he said so.
That's the one I call I don't like my life, or my life isn't working. This is by folks who, again, we don't. I believe it's the best of hearts and best of intentions that people deconstruct and people walk away from beliefs and walk away from their faith. I really don't think that anyone has a vendetta to be angry at God and a vendetta.
Okay, I'm glad he at least said that. Again, I'm going to try to give him credit where I can, because that is another common trope with Christians saying like people leave the faith or deconstruct because they're just angry at God, or like they become the best one, like become atheists because they're angry at God. It's like, but anyway, if I was angry at God, I wouldn't be an atheist. But at least he's saying that. But I don't know how he can say, I don't believe they have bad intentions, literally coming off of saying people leave the faith because they just want to sin. And he's like, oh, but they don't leave because of bad intentions. Like, pick one, Brian.
Well, that's why they like that's his out for people who like want to be in like a gay or queer relationship, and like he calls that just wanting to sin, so that's why they left. And it's like, no, they probably would have preferred to stay Christians, but wherever they were, that was not okay. Like they were going to be second class parishioners, or just not welcome. Oh yeah, correct.
Yeah,
but they outsourced that legitimate gripe to God. You're like, you could say you wronged me. Oh, so you're saying God wronged you? No, literally not what I said.
Oh, but it wasn't. But you shouldn't blame God. It wasn't God. It was people. And it's like, yeah, I know you. It's like, why are you angry at God?
No, the devil made me do it. You can't expect me not to be a hypocrite.
Data to make other people doubt. I just think this is the sort of background software that's happening that we don't pick up on. And for many of us, we've grown up with a belief that if we did all the right things.
Yeah. But again, he said like the backwards, this is stuff we don't pick up on. Again, he's trying to put in this thing like people aren't actually going to express what's really going on when they're deconstructing. So he's basically priming people not to trust people, essentially, is what all that shit is.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's just, yeah, like every time he would say something like people won't say this, or this is the things that are going on in the background that they won't like say or whatever. Like, yeah, like, dude, like, again, like this sermon about like why are like, at least it's part of it about like why people are deconstructing. Like this shouldn't have even been a sermon. It should be, if you want to know why people are deconstructing, fucking ask them. Don't listen to this jackass.
Yeah. You know what would have made an awesome series? It is like 4 weeks of a talk as informed by conversations with people who are deconstructing, And maybe most of the talk isn't a talk. It's like a back and forth on stage between pastor staff and people who are deconstructing. Like that would have been groundbreaking and amazing. It would have been viral online. Like nobody was doing that. Nobody. I don't think I've seen anybody do it even since. Like,
yeah, they could have talked to me. I would love, like, if anyone from Crossroads is watching now, if you want to redo this series, talk to me. I promise I'll be nicer than I've been here. But yeah, I would love to do it. But again, like I said, this series should have been, either live or just recorded whatever interviews with people explaining why they deconstructed, or if they really wanted to make it like more like substantial messages, like go through the things like, okay, here's the things that people are telling us they're deconstructing about. Let's look at these things. Let's examine these things for ourselves and figure out what we think of them. Like that would have been a great way to do this. But no, this entire series has just been, in a way, fear-mongering about deconstruction, like trying to show this is why you should be scared of it. Oh, and
also
they're really going to lay that on thick here in a few minutes about like just really amping up the whole like scary vibe around it in a way that ended up actually being fucking hilarious. But can't wait to get to that. But yeah, with the whole like telling us why people are deconstructing and like and how we should feel about it and all this stuff. Like, it's just everything about this entire series is just wrong. Just like factually, thematically, the way they're going about it, it's just all every kind of wrong. So
if we kept all the morals, if we did all the spiritual disciplines, then we would have a life that we wanted. And now we get to an age we say, I don't like my life. I don't like the choice I've had to get me here. I don't feel like I've had the appropriate financial breaks that somebody should have had who kept their nose clean morally and spiritually like I have.
Almost like a certain church would like keep telling people they would have if they like stayed faithful and kept doing what God wanted them to do, especially with their money. He was just going to keep blessing them with shit. Like, and then
he was on an actual like good topic, and then he started to confuse it with prosperity gospel right there. It's like, if you do all the things that says that you'll have the Jesus life after, and you don't. But instead of finishing that thought, he was like, and prosperity gospel, and you don't have the things you thought you were supposed to have financially. It's like, no, wait. You were onto something.
Yeah.
You did a bait and switch.
Yeah, because I wonder where people get this idea that them living the way they're supposed to live is supposed to lead to like good things happening. Because what happens every time someone in the church like has some kind of like financial windfall, or they get a new job, or they get this new great relationship, or they get married. Like anytime something great happens in the life of a Christian, what are they told? Oh, that's God blessing you. It's because you've been so faithful with whatever that God is blessing you with this awesome thing. So I don't know where people would get the idea that obeying God was supposed to lead to blessings in their life and good things happening.
Yeah.
So
it's not cause and effect, it's blessings.
I'm not seeing traction. I'm not getting married. I thought I would get married. I thought I'd have kids, or I thought I'd have kids that were healthy, or I thought this, and we just don't like our life. And so when we look at our life, we think, I thought I was living the way God wanted me to do it, and this is an awful life. So obviously the things that God was supposed to do for me, he hasn't done for me. He hasn't held up my end of the bargain or his end of the bargain. Therefore, I'm going to deconstruct my faith. Now, Jesus.
But again, like, okay, that's a reason like a lot of people like deconvert, but like, again, deconstruction at least doesn't, again, he's only presenting 4 different scenarios, but they're completely leaving out which was probably, like, in my experience, one of the biggest reasons. Like, it's not because something bad happened in someone's life, though that can lead to people deconstructing for sure. It's mostly just coming across new information and realizing, oh, that makes more sense than what I thought I believed. Maybe I need to reconsider. Like, well, if that thing's not true, what else might not be true? So it's like, so at least that's what it was for me. It's like nothing necessarily like happened. It's just more like I heard different information and started reconsidering things. But that's not one of the big reasons they talk about here. So
what did he just mention? I forgot.
Yeah. That happens.
And this is an awful life. So obviously the things.
Oh,
that God was supposed to do for me, he hasn't done for me.
You can pause it. He's talking about material conditions, and I understand like that being valid criticism. Like even when I was a believer, I was like, yeah, okay, you can't, like, positive material conditions aren't guaranteed. That makes sense, but like, I should probably be okay going through it, right? Like internally, functionally. I mean, like it shouldn't completely wreck me. I'm not saying I won't be sad or depressed or angry or whatever at what's so I'm going through hard times, but like somebody probably shouldn't want to off themselves, during a really hard time, or like they're going through a divorce like I was one time, and you're wondering like, why is this happening? And why am I having such like a devastated time with it? I thought I had Jesus, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Which again, when they paint the picture of whenever anything good happens in your life, oh, that's God being with you. That's a sign. That's how you know it's all real. So, but then of course, when someone is not experiencing those things, they're going to think, oh, maybe God's not with me. But now he's saying, oh, that's ridiculous or whatever. But I'm sorry, I was distracted by this. I did not see the context, but